if you're a man, you could probably relate to the idea of just doom scrolling past 10 p.m. and just being depressed and not feeling good. Then you relapse. Every man thinks he's losing his life during the day, but it's really like around that 10 p.m. range when you're about to go to bed or when you're just staying up late that life kind of feels crummy, right? You lose your life once it's past 10 p.m. for whatever reason. That's when we relapse or overthink or spiral, and we really destroy all the progress we've been building all day. My name is Nolan T. Painter, and in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to win those nights, right? Those nights you really feel crummy, and the real reason why we fail after 10 p.m., whether it's relapsing or whatever you may be. And I apologize if my delivery isn't perfect in this video. I went through a loss I pray no man goes through, and it's not the loss you would imagine, but it's definitely a heavy-hitting one, and it's frustrating. It's like, because I got no one to talk to about this. I'm a very lonely man. It's like, you know, spending months and months and months working hard to do the best thing you possibly could have done, and then just like failing regardless, right? Like it's, I wouldn't say your life's work, but it's definitely something you're very proud of. You're very holding close to your heart, and then it just fails and falls apart. And it's frustrating in life when, you know, you could have good intentions and do good things, and people like to turn your good things into horrible, outrageous monstrosities. Isn't that frustrating? When people turn good things into bad things, it is frustrating. But enough yapping, let's get straight to the video. So why are the nights more dangerous than the days, right? I know it looks rather dark, but I'm actually recording this at 10 in the morning. So, of course, at nighttime, our brains are tired. I mean, when we wake up, we might not be the most prepped and ready, but we certainly have more energy stored in our system, especially after eating breakfast, than when we go to bed. Whether it's our emotions being louder or our discipline being weaker, where we are way more susceptible to temptation when we're tired and when we have less energy to combat it or even realize it. That's a big one, because you don't just fight the temptation, you go to the source. But when we're too tired to even see the source or the problem, it's way easier to fall to the trap. Like the mouse who doesn't see the mouse trap, but just sees the cheese. So you're lonely at night too. You're unstructured and you're overstimulated. What are you doing that late at night? Are you playing video games? Are you working on these big projects? Are you tiring yourself out? Are you lonely? I mean, if you're in a house with a bunch of people, it's probably a lot harder than it is if you're living all alone. And it's at this time where the bad habits really like to call your name, because nothing's interrupting you. And your brain is going to love to just feel familiar, have a break. In your mind, you're saying, oh, it's late, I can have a break, I can chill out. And that's when the habits come in. So your desires feel a lot stronger at the night, not because they're necessarily real, but because you're exhausted. And you start to think, well, success only happens during the day, but you have to focus on having failure at the night. So that's why people who tend to wake up earlier have more successful days and less unsuccessful nights, because they're not staying up as late, right? And as a result of not staying up late, the consequences are having less time to fall into these bad habits again, given that they're up at a more lively time. So in these nights, in these moments, they really expose us who we are. So while your day is controlled, your nighttime is often honest with you. There's no filter, there's no interrupting you. You're just you and your thoughts, usually all alone. It's the best time to reflect. So during the day, you might be working, you might be with friends, a lot of noise, a lot of distractions. But at nighttime, you face your real identity. That's the version of you that acts when no one sees. That's the version of you that you go, man, is this the rest of my life? That's the version of you where you want to make change most. So the real reason why men fail at night is simple. They don't have a strong enough identity to survive in silence, and their authority is too weak. So just for example, the man who sees himself as disciplined acts disciplined at night. The man who sees himself as lustful slips into the moment when he's alone. And the man who sees himself as lazy collapses the moment structure disappears. So your success is based on this identity you give yourself. So be prideful, be upright with your identity. Give yourself something good. If you're just a man who's a nothing man, being you haven't really thought about your identity, then are you not nothing when you go to bed? Are you not nothing in your own mind when it's that late at night and when you have just a bunch of random incoherent thoughts to tell you you're this nothing man? It certainly is a lot easier to fall into temptation or bad habits or fail when it's late at night, given you're this Mr. Nothing man. So that's where we find triggers, right? We're too tired to notice these, but they happen nonetheless. And triggers are a big deal. I'm going to give you a harsh example. Think of the World War I veteran who came back home. If you pointed a gun at him, he'd probably be pretty scared. He's seen the power that thing has. His friends, his brothers have been shot and killed. So it's not, pardon me, oh, my nose. It's not, this incoherent, masculine, this feminine fragility, but it's just a man who has pattern recognition. Likewise, if you're an abuse victim and your abuser just runs past you down the street, it wouldn't be unreasonable to get a little scared and move out of the way. Or for cars charging down the road at you while you're walking across the pedestrian way, you're gonna start running. Not because you're weak or scared or feminine, may I say, but not to say that feminine individuals are weak or scared, but as men would like to put it, you're feminine or you're gay or you're weak or whatever they like to use. The truth is it's just simple pattern recognition and logic to keep you alive. And in these triggers, we find the worst conditions around nighttime. So at nighttime, we're idle, so we don't do anything. We're isolated, so no one's watching us, and we have impulse. So we're tired, we're emotional, we're hungry for stimulation. We're just going to do whatever, no one's going to stop us, and there's nothing to do otherwise. So every addiction thrives under these conditions, if you think about it. And that's why as men, we relapse so randomly late at night, right? They relapse on schedule every night around this time, right when the environment makes us weak, right when you're downstairs and your parents are upstairs and you're just chilling out in the moment, or when you're in your bedroom. It's so easy. So this night system, the system we can implement, makes discipline automatic. So first of all, kill your idleness with another task, right? You have to have non-negotiable tasks, whether it's doing a couple push-ups, whether you're reading a book, whether you're working on a school project or cleaning your room. You need an anchor to tell your brain, we're not going to collapse at night, and we're going to do something that is rather productive. I always like to say, yes, it's good enough to, get rid of this bad habit, but it is certainly more than excellent to not only get rid of that bad habit, but implement a healthier, better habit. Because why waste the energy on not doing something when you can spend energy on doing something healthy and conversely, not do the bad thing? The consequences of focusing on good stuff is not doing the bad stuff. So you got to replace the isolation with some structure. You have a bedtime routine. Maybe your light's dim. Maybe your phone is plugged away. Maybe you shower. Maybe you have a journal. Maybe you pray. Maybe you're just building a system that gives you a little something, gives you a little shape, rather than just nothingness to get lost into. And you have to remove that impulse. When you have nothing to do, your impulse to do anything. So the truth is, men don't relapse because we're weak, but it's just we have everything around us designed to win against us. Our environments are made to be comfortable. You wouldn't want to sleep in an uncomfortable bed, but given your bed is comfy, you're just going to lay in your bed all the day. So you got to remove things like privacy or screens in bed or late night scrolling or idle hours. You're not just fighting lust, but you're fighting this idea of this unfathomable enemy, this thing that wants to pull you away from your goals, this thing that wants to hurt you. So you're deleting the battlefield that lust wants to fight on. Or whether it's overthinking or overeating, stop fighting it when you can just get rid of the whole battlefield and make it easy. So what happens when we win? Well, winning the nights makes our days 10 times easier. Is it not easier to go through a day when you're not ashamed to head to the night, right? Morning discipline is built the night before. And when you want to get up early, it certainly is good when you go to bed early too. So good nights lead to good mornings, which leads to good days, which lead to a healthier identity, and an identity that is achievable. If you want to be rich, you don't just fabricate it, you got to do the habits. So if you want to succeed, whatever identity you find yourself in, probably having good days will help that. So when you win your nights, you're going to wake up proud. You're going to wake up healthy and happy, feeling good. Why start your day bad when you're ending your night horrible? So that pride is going to become your motivation, and the motivation becomes momentum, and the momentum becomes your identity, given it's nice to get going, and it's super easy to keep on going. And the identity is the foundation of your masculine discipline. Think of the esports player. He's not very masculine, but he's disciplined. He works hard. Think of the gym bro. He goes to the gym all the day. That's his identity. Likewise, the esports player plays video games. That's his. Think of the swimmer, the Olympic swimmer. His identity is a man who swims. So, between all these examples, your identity is based off of what you're doing. And if you truly want to become X man or this or that, then you have to follow the path. Do the things that are necessary. If you want to be a good man in a relationship, you got to work towards those steps. And it is hard, but it's necessary to be difficult. Otherwise, everyone would do it. Overall, though, the men of this world love to lose at night. But you gotta win your nights. You really do. Whether it's the simple things or the large things, easy or hard. Try to make things easy though. The easier it is, the harder it is to fail. But given you win these nights, you'll win your life back. And most men never fix themselves because they never fix their evenings. So don't let the 10 p.m. or the doom scrolling after dark moments be where you die. Let it be where you're reborn. Or at the least, let it be where you can be proud being you. My name is Nolan T. Painter. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Also, God loves you.